Good evening. Two men face charges for property-related offenses after RCMP allegedly caught them stealing batteries and copper wire from an oil field near a site near Clandonald. Now, after an investigation Friday, RCMP recovered over $250,000 worth of oil field-related equipment, including snowmobiles, trailers, and tools. Charged are 22-year-old Jesse Primrose and 28-year-old David Hayworth, both from Dewberry. They are charged in connection with the incident. Hayworth is expected to appear in Vermilion Court on March 19th, and no date has been set yet for Primrose. Telemiracle has wrapped up for another year. The 37th annual fundraiser helps raise funds for special needs equipment and medical assistance.
I'm really excited. It was a fantastic weekend. It just proves to show how wonderful of a province Saskatchewan is, and 5.5 million reasons to smile this morning.
2, 1, 7, 6, 4, 5, 5.
The local Kinsman and Connect foundations here in Lloydminster raised $53,000. Now, they are very thankful to all the support from the local businesses and private fundraising.
We just got the support of Saskatchewan, and there was a lot of hard-earned dollars there. It wasn't just a lot of corporate money. There was a lot of fundraising was done this year by everyone in Saskatchewan. So we're just really proud and really happy to see that support.
Kinsman and Connect foundations here in Lloydminster are always looking for new members. Anyone interested can contact Leanne Wildeman at the number on your screen. The 94th annual Pride of the Prairies is in the books as ranchers from around the region got together for one last day hoping to bag themselves a prized animal. Barb Padiasic was at the bull sale this afternoon and has more.
35, get 10, having to get 35, hit 5, 7, having to get 4, and 4 down.
It's not something you see every day. Bulls on parade. Buyers watch attentively as champions strutted their stuff at the exhibition grounds. The sale is almost a century old, and according to one organizer, it's become an important event in the region.
The reputation of the sale pre-exceeds itself. It's been here in a great dense area of cattle. So there's lots of producers here that bring their bulls here, and then there's lots of buyers that come here from all over Western Canada.
Over 100 bulls representing 7 different breeds were shown, most of them coming from around the region.
I think it's important for the Lloyd area here, for the gentlemen and the breeders in the area, so they have a chance to sell their bulls, and it gives the buyers in the area a chance to come into a multi-breed sale.
This 1-year-old winning bull is just one of the cattle up on the auction block. His Ardrossan rancher has put a lot of work getting him ready.
This is a Black Angus bull that we bred ourselves and raised ourselves. He's off of one of our cows that won a lot of shows this year all over Canada.
The Knott family has been raising purebred bulls for the last 9 years. They hope to sell this 1,300-pound Black Angus for at least $5,000.
He's from a bull down in the States that we AI'd our cows to, and this pedigree is not known here very often. So to have a bull from the States to come to Canada, it's pretty cool.
While the numbers of bulls for sale at the exhibition grounds is less than years before, Rogers says the future of the Pride of the Prairies is still bright.
Appreciate the support of Lloydminster and the surrounding area, and obviously the consigners that bring the bulls in here, and the buyers that come here, and we look forward to another 94 years.
Bart Padiasic, Newcap News.
A third candidate is throwing their hat into the ring for City Council. 49-year-old Scott Kovac is officially running in the upcoming by-election. He is General Manager of Community Futures Lloydminster and Region. Now, 2 other candidates are vying for the job, Lachlan Cummin and Belinda Hellback. Those interested in running have a little more than a week to get their nomination papers in. The by-election will be held April 17th. Well, an ad aimed at curbing distracted driving is turning heads. The Alberta government rolled out its Crotches Kill campaign. Now, the idea is to remind drivers to keep their eyes on the road and not on their phone in their lap. In this month's RCMP interview, we hear from police on texting and driving here in the border city. I'm here with Corporal Dave Cadoon with the Lloydminster RCMP Traffic Unit. Now, we are here to talk about a pretty big subject that just want to get your thoughts on. The Alberta government has released a new ad campaign called Crotches Kill. Now, it's a racy ad and it's raising a few eyebrows, but it's really just to aim at younger drivers who think they're getting away with texting and driving by having their phone on their lap and they're actually looking down. I just kind of want to get your thoughts on the new ad campaign that they have.
It's a way that they're trying to target, like you say, the younger generation. Younger generation doesn't follow ad and media the same way that, say, our generation does. They use the social media. They need something that needs to grab them. So this is obviously a campaign that they're trying to make sure that they get the message across, because the young age group is the one that everyone is trying to ensure that they're going to be the safe drivers.
Okay, so you're saying that with something like this, they're finding that the highest rate of those who do text and drive or are, you know, convicted of distracting driver are drivers between 25 to 35-year-old males. And seeing here in Lloydminster, we have a lot of that young demographic of males. So do you think this is an ad that's perfect for the Lloydminster area?
Yeah, definitely. Distracted driving with looking at texting and driving, or even talking on your cell phone while driving. It's a huge problem here in the city. We deal with many tickets each month, more in the summer, spring and summer and fall than we do in the winter. But it's a problem that it hasn't gone away. It hasn't slowed down. Even when Saskatchewan put the law in effect first, it didn't slow people down here. When Alberta threw it in, still didn't slow people down. It's the fact that the mentality has to be that the people have to decide to make their own choices.
And that's another thing, though, is you said Saskatchewan implemented the distracted driving law. So did Alberta. It's been 15 months now for Alberta, and they're just seeing so many convictions and so many tickets out. And why do you think that people aren't getting the message that texting and driving, distracted driving in general, it kills lives? It's dangerous behind the wheel.
When it comes down to it, Alberta's fines are monetary only, no demerits. Saskatchewan implemented demerits on top of the fine, and that's going to make some bit of a difference. In a city like Lloydminster, money isn't an object to many of the people, and the ones that we're finding who are texting and driving, talking while driving, they're the ones that, you know, a fine of $172 in that range, it doesn't mean a lot to them. They pay it, they're just going to keep on going. They make that kind of money very easily. But when something comes down to demerits to someone's driver's license, where they could lose their license, their insurance rates could go up, that's where someone is going to maybe think twice about what they're going to do.
When you are pulling over some of these people who are, you know, you're going to ticket for distracted driving, what are some of the excuses that they are giving you when you pull them over?
You know, a majority of them, oh, I just went to check my messages. One was, I went to check if I had cell signal. And a majority of them say, you got me, I have no excuse. They take their lumps with it. There's very few that will argue right at the window that, nope, they weren't talking on their cell phone or they weren't texting when they were caught. Majority of the people will admit to their mistake and take their lumps.
So if you had one final message to say to these drivers, you know, that they're not invincible, those who think they can text and drive, what would you say to them?
Stay away from texting and driving. Keep your eyes on the road. I've personally attended a fatal collision where the one person was texting and driving when the collision occurred, and that person ended up paying with their life. It's not worth making the mistake, and I know people say it's just for a second. That's all it takes. Take your eyes off the road, intersection, highway speeds. You could lose your life, or somebody else could as well.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with me to talk about this topic. Once again, this is Corporal Dave Cadoon with the Lloydminster RCMP Traffic Unit. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
In this installment of Retrospect this week from the archives, Brian Hardy takes us back to a circus camp, and we head to an ostrich farm.
This week in 2009, the circus camp came to town.
The future of the circus industry is in good hands. A whole new batch of performers is being turned out after the first of 3 afternoon circus camps in Lloydminster.
We're doing, for the first time ever, a circus camp for 30 kids, ages 9 to 14 in Lloydminster. We teach them 6 different things that they've never ever tried before in life. All the skills that I mentioned before, they get exposed to all of that in one day. It blows their little minds.
As it turned out, one of the most popular activities was also the hardest to learn.
Boy, I'd have to say the unicycle. It's like learning how to walk all over again.
Kids, organizers, and Flying Bob himself are all hoping for a repeat performance of the event.
Not running off to join the circus anytime soon. Pat Mackay, Newcap News.
It's early March 1994, and we visit an ostrich farm.
It's Roger Delmont's 4th year in the ostrich business. Delmont says he decided to go into the business because the benefits of raising the big birds were too good to pass up.
We started reading about it and kept looking for something that was wrong with it, basically, and couldn't find anything wrong with it, and it looked good. Lots of people were doing it.
The ostriches are just entering breeding season. Hens can lay approximately 1 egg every 2 days. It takes 6 weeks before the eggs are hatched, but it's worth the wait.
Day-old chicks this year are probably selling somewhere around $2,100.
Delmont's pleased with the success of his birds so far, and although the market for ostrich meat, hide, and feathers is growing, Delmont says the money is still in selling live chicks to prospective breeders. Leanne Niblock, NewsHour.
Join us next time when nuclear power is the hot button topic on Retrospect, this week from the archives.